Epilog, Prophecy is a new Pope. In the last video, Prophecy is a new Pope, it was predicted that the new Pope would be the former Cardinal Secretary of State Pietro Parolin. This did not come true. Human wisdom does not come close to the wisdom of God. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, says the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Isaiah 55, 8-9. It is also God himself who decides who may hold office on earth. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of God forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his, and he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He gives wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. Daniel 2, 19-21. So God himself has determined that the last pope is Robert Prevost. This is very interesting, as this is the first pope to be born in the USA, and it fulfills a prophecy written by Ellen White over 150 years ago. The US was once without a pope and a king. The feeble and isolated colonies grew to the confederation of powerful states, and the world marked with wonder the peace and prosperity of a church without the pope and a state without the king. Quote from Ellen White's book, The Great Controversy. But the time will come when this will change. The Protestants of the United States will be foremost in stretching their hands across the gulf to grasp the hand of spiritualism. They will reach over the abyss to clasp hands with the Roman power, and under the influence of this threefold union, this country will follow in the steps of Rome in trampling on the rights of conscience. Quote from Ellen White's book, The Great Controversy. What is the situation today? Donald Trump sets himself up as king, and an American has become the new pope. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Here are two: Donald Trump as king and Robert Prevost as pope. What did Ellen White say would happen then? The Protestants of the United States will be foremost in stretching their hands across the gulf to grasp the hand of spiritualism. They will reach over the abyss to clasp hands with the Roman power, and under the influence of this threefold union, this country will follow in the steps of Rome in trampling on the rights of conscience. Quote from Ellen White's book, The Great Controversy. So there will be a restriction of the rights of conscience. What does that mean? In the Catholic Church there is the term heretic. This comes from the Greek word heresis. Its meaning is to decide for oneself what one shall believe and practice. What did the Catholic Church do to heretics in the past? Under the Inquisition, several million people were cruelly persecuted and killed. Does the Inquisition still exist in the Catholic Church today? Yes, in fact it still exists, just under a different name, Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith. What does the new Pope Leo XIV have to do with it? He is a member of the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith. Hence the repetition. The newly elected Pope will be the last on earth. Under him, a mandatory Sunday law will be introduced, and every true Christian who honors the Sabbath will be persecuted. As the Sabbath has become the special point of controversy throughout Christendom, and religious and secular authorities have combined to enforce the observance of the Sunday, the persistent refusal of a small minority to yield to the popular demand will make them objects of universal execration. It will be urged that the few who stand in opposition to an institution of the Church and the law of the state ought not to be tolerated, that it is better for them to suffer than for whole nations to be thrown into confusion and lawlessness. The same argument many centuries ago was brought against Christ by the rulers of the people. It is expedient for us, said the wily Caiaphas, that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. John 11:50. This argument will appear conclusive, and a decree will finally be issued against those who hallow the Sabbath of the fourth commandment, denouncing them as deserving of the severest punishment, and giving the people liberty, after a certain time, to put them to death. Romanism in the Old World and apostate Protestantism in the New will pursue a similar course towards those who honor all the divine precepts. Quote from Ellen White's book, The Great Controversy. Now is the time to study God's prophecy, to know where we stand and what is yet to come in the future. Do not delay, but use the freely available eye salve to see, according to Revelation 3:18. See the video description. Do you listen to God's voice?